And welcome everybody to another day of college Call of Duty, where tonight we got a couple of some big names playing for as far as our North bracket. We are going to have Maryland up against Rutgers here, Rutgers Scarlet to be specific. Of course, my name Visions. Joined with me is Proper. We're getting ready to jump in towards a very hype match here, Proper. Rank 2 against Rank 3. So there's a lot on the line to see what these teams have been able to do over these last couple weeks and now match up against each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is not the first time that we've seen Rutgers Scarlet on our stream here, Visions. So we already know what they're fully capable of. Looking back at how some of these teams have even got here through the Northeast Division, it's pretty stacked within its own self. And we have two of their juggernauts playing right in front of us here with UMD versus Rutgers Scarlet. My first time actually seeing Maryland play Modern Warfare. We were talking with the production as well before the stream actually started to how strong that they looked in the kickoff tournament all the way up until right now. Their season started off a little bit slow. Not even a couple weeks ago, they found themselves just below 8th. Now they find themselves in 3rd overall, just behind Rutgers. And of course, Humber in Northeast Divisions sitting up at that 1st place right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And just kind of looking at some of the rosters here, we're going to see Lou, Protocol, Yodi, Reckless, and Indy here for Rutgers Scarlet. Got a lot of big names playing for us here on this squad here tonight. And then I'm sure we're going to switch over to see the other roster coming up here for us as well.
There you go, University of Maryland and their participants, legendary C-Dub, Little Yalsi, Thanatos, and Trunks. Whether or not they're here to save the future of UMD's college run here in CCL or not is yet to be determined, Visions, but what I'm still excited to see is how they fare going through the rest of this. Again, Maryland 3rd overall. They're at 6-2 right now. They did end up losing to Lebanon Valley College, who is currently residing at 7th. They're at 6-3 in week number 2, and of course, both these teams losing to Humber Esports, who sit at 1st. Go ahead and take a look at the maps and how we're going to be guiding you through this evening. I'm going to be starting off here, Hard Point, AZHIR Cave. Gunrunner will be doubled up, Search and Destroy, then Domination. And if need be, for 4 and 5 will be Hardpoint Hackney Yard and Search and Destroy Arkloff Peak. And we were sitting there joking about it. We do hope that we make it to map 5. We do love Search and Destroy Arkloff Peak.
Yeah, we definitely do. You having a big opportunity to break this down for all the viewers as well, Proper, as you were able to get a lot of time on towards this map. So hopefully we get towards that map 5. But of course, this map number 1 is AZHIR Cave. Going to be a very interesting start for us here. As you mentioned, the teams, for as far as their actual just win-loss right now, Rutgers Scarlet sitting at 7-1. And like you mentioned already, Maryland sitting at 6-2. So these are teams that have had a lot of wins, had a lot of time together, and, have been able to put the formula together so far within the season about how to get these wins. And a lot of them start off with a win going in favor of Rutgers Scarlet. In the last 8 games, they typically start all of their games off with that hard point in the first map. And usually it's Maryland that's also able to contest a lot of these respawn game modes. And they're actually much stronger of a respawn team than they are a Search and Destroy team here, as they've actually lost a lot of their Search and Destroy. So I think the pivotal point for me, at least going in towards this series, is going to be Rutgers Scarlet taking and guaranteeing the Search and Destroys here for themselves, and then trying to, of course, contest and go head-to-head the best they possibly can here on these respawns. But nonetheless, these teams are stacked up. They are very much practiced on a lot of these maps here and within Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So it is going to make for a fantastic series.
Oh, you're definitely not wrong. One thing to definitely highlight, I'm more than confident in saying for Rutgers Scarlet, this isn't their full starting roster. We do have Indy starting in place here today, but there's one profile that Rutgers Scarlet have definitely defined themselves with, as many dominant college teams and all the way up to CDL, is that they are not afraid to play fast. They are not afraid to set the tempo first, and Maryland do have to be aware of that as well. And I was kind of hitting it a little bit earlier on in the broadcast Visions. For Maryland and Rutgers Scarlet here in the Northeast Division, well, it's pretty stacked too. You got Carleton, Penn State Blues in here. Like we already have Rutgers and Maryland, and that number 1 place being held by Humber. It's very stacked, and for Humber, this is going to be a lot of good learning experiences for them going forward, whether they're looking into playoffs, so on and so forth, through their later weeks. These are probably 2 of the top contenders right next to Carleton that they have to be more than afraid of.
Absolutely. And like you said, this bracket completely stacked up here, getting a lot of good practice, I imagine, for as far as scrimming, things like this. These are a lot of these teams, that are up the top right now are putting in the most time. And there's a reason. It's showing here within the leaderboard, showing within their win-loss ratio. So it is obviously now just about putting that formula together here, going in towards this series here. So I imagine there's been a lot of prep. You did mention there is a substitute coming in here for us. And that, obviously can play a little bit of a factor for maybe how the team is used to playing. playing. And going into a map and starting things off for us on Arklov Peak is very AR dominant. We know that those ARs can lock down a lot of those very big power positions, cut down those submachine guns that are used to getting up into your face and maybe playing a little bit more loose and free. Have to be a bit more reserved, playing with your team, rotating together. Things like this, of course, the fundamentals of Call of Duty, all these things that we're going to be looking for, getting ready to jump in towards a game. I believe we just heard that we are getting ready to jump in towards the game here now for you guys. Again, this is Arklov Peak, Rutgers Scarlet up against Maryland to see who is going to start things off hot.
Biggest thing about AZHIR Cave Hardpoint, this 50-50 over the top. Take a look at the pink for Maryland. Rutgers Scarlet will be towards the left-hand side of the map, but Maryland have a really good spot in this 50-50 hit. If they can control spawns early on, visions, and not give too many points over to Rutgers Scarlet, they're going to be set up for P2. Cave East is one of those swing points that they could really take a lead.
They certainly can take this lead. They're going to fight off the bat, of course. Not a whole lot of time is usually picked up off the first hill, but if you are the team on not the favorable side here for Arklov Peak, you want to be at least grabbing a little bit of a lead, and so far, Maryland's, of course, able to have this in their favor thus far here for us. His kills are going down already. Trump's going to try and find a big kill, and he does, so he's going to shut Lou down from trying to get across and trying to flip those spawns out there, and you can see that player, number 0, standing all the way in the back, holding on strong, and he gets cut down in the hill there right by a grenade, stacking up with some of these points here, but only 20 seconds left, and already Trunks still holding this angle to make sure no one is sneaking by.
Yeah, no, that was actually much needed for Rutgers Scarlet, so that way they can make it there onto the point, try to enforce spawns in favor for Rutgers Scarlet. But you take a look at the mini-map, that Maryland Terrapins are still spawning in and around the cliffside, so they can get a really good early break here, but the kills got to come through as well. Yodi finding Thanatos on the flank over by Sandbags is huge, and now Maryland Terrapins are starting to spawn all the way out. They have to play favor as a flood here for the hits to come in, as Rutgers Scarlet are starting to spawn in by the ruck shop.
Right, this time wasn't really picked up despite them being in position first. Now challenging in towards the back. Big kill comes through for Reckless as they're just trying to hold on strong. Smokes are going down. The push is just about to come through. Another kill from Reckless as he's getting himself on a bit of a streak. 4 at the moment. 4 in a row. He's finally taken down in the back there right from Legendary. Jobs are good from Little Yeltsin as he's going to be able to lock down almost a second, but he's cut down there by Lou as he's holding on, just trying to neglect these points from going through. But Rutgers Scarlet able to hold on to this lead here coming from P1, and we expected this P2 hill to go in favor of Maryland, but it just hasn't gone their way thus far. It's just been slaying them, making sure they're not taking any of this time, and now we're getting ready to rotate here towards P3.
Yeah, and that's going to be down on the soccer field. You see Maryland Terrapins, yeah, they're going to get the scrap time, but what did it cost? It's all of your spawns, and Rutgers Scarlet are already over in P3. They already set up across inside the broken building. Where Maryland Terrapins, they're going to have to try to find a pinch hit to come through. There is a player for Rutgers Scarlet that did spawn out by Spirals that could be stopping this from coming through. A player from Maryland actually snuck their way past, and they're starting to find kills to come in here, but the everlasting trades not going in the favor for Maryland. They can't get a good enough break to come through. Rutgers Scarlet have a good chokehold on P3, and their lead is growing past 40 points.
It is growing here slowly but surely, waiting for the next push to really come through here for Maryland is going to be very, very crucial as they're trying to get on towards the hill. They do have the good spawns here, getting ready for our next one. So at all this time, it's just being collected. It's just contested a little bit. Yodi now making his rotation through the cave here with the AR. Again, the AR's able to do so much work on a map like AZHIR Cave, and it is showing on the scoreboard. 11-4 for this man right now as he is making this rotation. Already a couple cut down here. A few of them trying to get through. C-Dub also able to grab one. That member on the truck is going to land some good shots, and this is going to make it very difficult for him to be able to slay past this front line here in front of the hill for the moment, waiting for his teammates to come back up spawn. But finally, Maryland's able to find himself a bit of a hold here and start collecting some time.
You hit it wonderfully. The ARs here on AZHIR Cave are what you're looking for the pop-off. Yes, the MP5s can find a lot of good break potential. Trunks has a very good power position here, looking towards what I like to call banana. And that good connector that connects the middle of the cave. It's just shaped like it. Changed my mind. And Rutgers Scarlet having a hard time breaking through that very strong chokehold that Trunks is holding there. But the M4s as a whole for Rutgers Scarlet are literally just leading them. I mean, 11-7 for Yodi. 10-8 for Lou. These are two standout AR players through the entirety of the season that we've seen on stream, that if you give them the positioning, if they're uncontested, they're going to find the kills, and that's only going to help out Rutgers Scarlet find the rotation need be. They do get the break here on the P4, and they get the rotations and spawns all the way for P5. They're set up for Cliff wonderfully.
The setup going 50-point lead right now in favor of Rutgers Scarlet. as they're trying to get themselves back in towards position. Shots coming down again, looking for a double. It's going to connect for Lou. He's holding this angle so well as he's going to cut down 3. And just beautifully done for this man here again. Just trying to lock this down. He's on a 4 spree. He's just getting everything done. Who dare challenges him next as he's holding this cutoff? And this is crucial because all this time being collected, and we know how hard and difficult it is to break a hill like this in P5 on AZHIR Cave. It's just the spawns are so difficult to try and flip out. And when you have these ARs just locking down these crosses and just locking down these power positions here, it's just so difficult for you even to get close towards the hill. And you can see it. Full 40 comes through right now for Rutgers.
Yeah, and having that power position all the way back by Broken, all the way through the cliffside. Again, just AR shots, ringing on true for Lou, Yodi, and Co. It's going to be Protocol has the other M4 for Rutgers Scarlet. They're doing a fantastic job as well. It's at 15-8. We'll be cutting down there, going down at 16-9 towards the mid. The damage has been heavily done. Maryland find a very good early break here. This is the scariest part in the first rotation, or in the second rotation of hardpoints, excuse me. It's now Maryland Terrapins. They have to full commit to the bomb site. Great pop-up ship there from Legendary. Gonna have a player from the top side of Rug. They're gonna have to be pretty aware of that. The help is there. And now Maryland are starting to fight back, pushing Rutgers all the way back towards KVs. And this is very good. Though, with 30 seconds left, they're gonna have to start committing, and they already have one player working their way around the cliffside to try to get the spawns. They die. That's what Maryland needs if they want to come back in this hardpoint.
That's exactly what they need. They hold a full 60 here, like you just mentioned, and as long as they can keep Rutgers Scarlet off of this next hill and just try and contest a bit of this time here, and they are certainly in a great rotation, a great position, rather, setting up for these next rotations, of course, coming up for the future hills. But already, we'll see what Rutgers Scarlet can do as they're going to concede that last hill here and just set up for this one. They were, of course, on the offense last time around, trying to break in towards this one, and they were doing a good job of keeping Maryland off of the hill, even though they weren't holding the favorable spawn. It was just cutting them down, making sure no one soaking up that time. Shots are not good right there. C-Dub finds one, but traded out here from, looks like Indy as he's holding that close corner there. There's shots from Reckless as he's trying to hold the long corners. He gets shot from the barrel. Looks like he took too many, and now he's going to fall, and this is going to be a second push coming through from Maryland, but they are just flooding in towards Yodi, who's just cutting them down time and time again.
But there was a pinch coming in towards P1 that Rutgers Scarlet found. I believe that's Protocol coming into the back of the K side, right outside of Cobble. Was able to turn that and flip it back on its head. Now Maryland Terrapins are spawning all the way out by Cave West. They have to try to find an early rotation through, but you got to keep in mind that P3 is about to be coming through in 15 seconds visions. They do put a player that are rotating out there. So does Rutgers Scarlet. They go down. That was Reckless, but Reckless with that power position all the way on the cliffside found 5 straight as Maryland Terrapins were fumbling a chance to try to set up a pinch for P2. It never happened. And now they have to favor P3 and they have to try to find a full 40, if not 40, back-to-back here in P3 all the way to P4. They have the spawns to help themselves out, spotting by Cave West, but look at Yodi just marching forward into the point, breaking through Maryland Terrapins' defenses along with Indy. Legendary has to have a legend play there. There's going to be one. Protocol up on top, Broken, has a very good position. Another pop out from Legendary, finds Reckless.
So much work being done from Legendary right there, and they've already collected 30 points. Again, they have to collect quite a bit more before they're going to be able to close. And the shots are good right now from Protocol up top as he's just keeping everyone off the hill. One member's going to enter back in. So Rutgers Scarlet having trouble just trying to get in towards this P3 hill at the moment. The scrap time now is going to be left. No one's going to be cleaning that up here for the time being. Finally, Indy is able to get in, but someone's holding that. Make sure that's not going to go for free. And of course, already the going through across the map. You can see a lot of those pink arrows already set up just like they were last time here. Maryland is ready to grab themselves another full hill if they can. They're going to have to lock down this hill because if it's broken, then there is also the potential here for Rutgers Scarlet to even close the map #1 out here with this hill now in this time.
Rutgers Scarlet all the way towards A-Dom. This pinch could be huge. The fight is being broken out from the B-Dom side. And it's not in the favor for Maryland Terrapins. Pinstripe kill feed. Legendary and Trunks. The last one left here onto the hardpoint. Protocol completes their flank. The respawns are here from Maryland, and they start hitting on back. And Rutgers Scarlet, they don't have the spawns coming in enough time that they can't get onto the point convincingly enough. Maryland Terrapins, all of their respawns are here. The reinforcements have arrived, but Rutgers Scarlet are still winning the gunfight. They march forward. They now have control of the hardpoint. They can't win out here onto this hardpoint, not quite yet. Maryland understand that as they start putting a player rotating all the way out towards KVs by P2 to try to influence spawns all the way out by the cliffside.
Yeah, this could literally be the game right now. Legendary is here first. He's going to have to wait for his team. We can see a couple of those members here now spawning from Rutgers Scarlet. They're going to have that cave spawn. They're going to have that favorable spawn. It's going to be all about trying to keep them off of this time right now. And they only need 20 points to be able to close this game number 1 out. Again, Rutgers Scarlet, so good at locking down the first map in their series. Are they going to be able to do this again? They're already holding on towards the time. They need 15 more seconds. The shots are good right there from a couple of the members here from Maryland trying to break in. Yodi is not able to cut down that one. 40 seconds still left on towards this hill right now. It is being held for Maryland, though.
Well, Yalzi has to stay on top at this point. Found a decent amount of entry frags themselves. Is on 3 straight, 21-23, make that 4. C-Dubs here as well. They are just soaking up as much time as possible. Reckless finds 2 now. The Thanatos is still around here in and around this hard point, influencing the spawns for favor from Maryland. All of Rutgers Scarlet are still spawning out by P2, and they're going to start giving it up. They have a player working their way towards the B-Dom site, and now they can start influencing spawns for a rotation. But Maryland have answered back. They're adapting so well. Visions, we're about to be in a 3rd rotation of hard points. Although Reckless goes off into the kill feed for 2, is at 30 and 17. Maryland are looking so good at setting up for P1 yet again.
Yes, and Maryland has hold the majority of this time here. Back-to-back hills on P1. Looking to do it again, but someone's got to get on the hill right now. Only 2 seconds. 1 second. Isn't going to go through. He does get cut down. They're going to grab it in the last possible second, but they have to play perfect from here on out. There's the contest. It is going to be in, and Rutgers Scarlet, they hold, and they finally find the break on P1 after a few rotations, and they're going to hold on to close out map number 1.
It's just a little bit too late for the adaptations to come through from Maryland. The lead and the teeth from Rutgers Scarlet had already sinked in so hard and broken the shell from the Terrapins. Very unfortunate to see that they took a little bit too long to start heating up. Like I was saying at the beginning of the broadcast, is that Rutgers Scarlet are not afraid to play fast. They are not afraid to set the tempo, that it took too long for Maryland to get up to that BPM, if you will, and they had a hard time staying up there as well. But again, they were able to showcase that they were at least able to stay up there for a long time off of respawns and favoring the rotations in the second part, or the second rotations of hardpoints, excuse me. But again, it was just too late. Lou, Protocol, and Yodi, the M4s from Rutgers Scarlet, were absolutely popping off. Reckless was finding way too much value off of counter flanks as Maryland were trying to set up pinch hits for too many times in P2, P5, whichever hardpoint it was towards the east side of the map. Rutgers Scarlet were always set up for it.
They're always set up, able to hold down the majority of that time when it mattered most on some of those hills that were the most pivotal, and overall just had the initial start that they needed. They were coming up, around 50, 60 points. They were able to take that lead, and from there, it was just constant catch up there, time and time again there for Maryland. So not able to grab that first map, but that's, a common trend that we find here, like you just mentioned, and like I mentioned at the beginning of the cast, with Rutgers Scarlet, they start with a great pace, they set the tone, and they're able to usually grab that first map. But this second map, I want to come back to my point that I brought up earlier as well, where I talked about Maryland losing a lot of search and destroys in a lot of their series that they've played thus far here within Season 2 CCL. And that is a big pivotal point that can break in towards the series, because if they do go down 2-0, well, we've seen that story time and time again where it can just be an easy closeout, or you're forced back up against the wall to maybe force that game number 4 with the domination win. But search and destroy is such a crucial part of Call of Duty in general, and if this is a game that they can come back in and tie up the series on this Gunrunner and then head into another Gunrunner in towards the domination, obviously that's exactly the idea that they're coming in with, but it's not going to be easy. A lot easier said than done, of course, and their track record just does not add up to it.
No, it really does. And there's a lot to just take in for effect. I mean, the double-sided coin here, Visions, if you got to almost take it in full account here. Take a look at the maps. AZHIR Cave, we just finished. If you missed it, it was a late adaptation from Maryland, and they could not survive long enough. 250-195, Rutgers Scarlet did take map 1 hardpoint AZHIR Cave. Now we're transitioning over to Search and Destroy Gunrunner, which, yes, you would think Search and Destroy, maybe you have the opportunity to slow up the pace, but it's Gunrunner. And you have such little time off spawn to where the defenders or the offensive side can be pushing into you from so many different angles. But this is also MP5 territory. And this is what you have to be very, very wary of if you're Maryland. That as far as MP5 battle is concerned, coming off of AZHIR Cave, Legendary and Trunks, well, they couldn't match up against Reckless alone. Yes, Indy is in here to help out with the MP5s of AZHIR Cave. You can only imagine that Rutgers Scarlet and Maryland will probably have their flex players picking up there. It could be a double M4, if not solo M4 setup for both these teams headed into Search and Destroy Gunrunner. Regardless of the matter, Reckless thrives in this map type, and it just thrives in general as far as close range proximity. Well, I'm talking specifically the boiler, showers, and green. You give this player too much space with the MP5, they're going to cause a lot of damage. And when you don't have your respawns in a game mode like Search and Destroy, Maryland are really going to have to try their best to slow up the tempo and try to find their pace in that slower style to try to catch Rutgers Scarlet on the flanks, off guard, in isolated gunfights, whatever is necessary, because you can almost expect that Rutgers Scarlet are going to come out of the gate running.
Yeah, they're going to come out swinging. Of course, we are definitely going to be expecting that here for us. And something to also bring up, we do have Maryland that's also on a win streak right now. They are currently 3 in a row for as far as what they've been able to do here within their last couple series. So trying to keep that momentum going. It's certainly in their favor. The map number 1 does not swing their way, but this is their opportunity to fight back in map number 2 here. And right off the bat, Lou's already got the sniper in hands on Gunrunner, something we don't see too often, but there is certainly some very talented snipers in the CCL. And well, if it works, it works.
Just waiting to see if there's an AR peek coming on top. There is confirmation that there's a player for Rutgers Scarlet. They're down a member. Yodi comes back and grabs the bomb regardless. Not too sure what's going to be going on forward off of this. I see Maryland. They're just kind of spinning around. They're looking around. I believe that there might be a full restart, potentially. But Rutgers Scarlet are still going to be playing around this. I mean, they're still playing this round straight up. I mean, Lou, AX50, all jokes aside, this angle that could be held all the way from trees could be quite devastating, so long as Maryland Terrapins have a player on top of tins, which they do, but they're not going to peak anytime soon.
Like you said, looks like they're deciding to maybe play out the round here for us, as they've opted enough coming off of the map number 1. Lou now watching the flank. No one's giving him any kind of a peek, so he hasn't been able to find that opening shot even. An attempt on a first blood thus far here, but with the man advantage, Maryland know that they just need to kind of hold out and wait for the trades. Their first blood comes through on Legendary, as that's going to open things up. Protocol able to find himself one, looking for a second, as Rutgers are able to move on in and find themselves the man advantage.
Turn the heat up. Protocol starts pushing forward. Trade comes through. However, Protocol already in your back line will get traded out. However, there's still lone survivor here for Maryland. Rutgers Scarlet potentially just be squeezing out this round here. Could be very scary, though. Thanatos, top of the bomb. Going to go for the ninja defuse, and we'll lose right around the tree side. It's going to start going around the turbine to see if they can get a cheeky angle on it. Won't do it in enough time, and Thanatos, right underneath the nose of the scope, finds the defuse.
Able to grab it right underneath them. And easily done. Nice.
Yikes.
Pickup coming through right there for Maryland, as they're able to come out on top. But finally, they're going to end the game thereafter. Of course, map number 1, there was a lag out for one of the members. I believe that was actually Indy that ended up lagging out there for us. But either way, it is just going to be now reset coming into the maps. However, it's going to be a 1-0 start here for Maryland. That's a great start, even though it was a man down. At least you're able to get that first round on the board for yourself heading in towards this offensive round, which again is also favored on a map like Gunrunner typically, because we see teams play towards that B side here. So even though it was a lag out and maybe not how it would typically go for us on a map like that, it's still going to give them a bit of momentum here going in towards the search and destroy that we already talked about being maybe their weak point here within some of these game modes.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Was it really good though? Because you did get 1v3'd essentially by the CDOM flag, and you're spawned by Protocol, who push all the way through water. And well, I'm not gonna lie, 4v5, 5v5, 10v5, numbers out the window. You can't let one player just get away with something. If that angle has to be scouted out, whether it's going to be a full map reset regardless, you got to be covering that angle on Maryland. I mean, like, come on. Like that just can't be. You can't just let that get away for free. I mean, especially for Lou, that was all the way back with the scope. Regardless of the matter if it was snuffed out underneath his nose, Maryland kind of squeaked by that round. And if you're Rutgers Scarlet, you still got to be feeling good headed into the round number 2 if it does stick. 1 up for Maryland. But again, going back to AZHIR Cave, those pesky M4s for Rutgers Scarlet, you almost think that it's going to be the thorn on the side of that's the MP5, but it's those M4s that are going to be really digging in deep to you.
Yeah, they've been cutting them down. I mean, we saw the play you just mentioned there from Protocol, where you had the M4 and he was running at the enemy spawn. They're able to pick up multiple members, like you said. Even though they do maybe get broken within their setup, I guess at the end of the day, they still get themselves the round win, but which I guess is the most important thing at the end of the day, because now they just need 5 more from here. As again, we're just getting confirmation here, ladies and gentlemen, for this map that's currently coming up here for us. As we did have someone that did actually lag out, so we are just trying to get that rectified so that we can get that member back in towards the match here. And and then continue on for us heading in towards it. I think we're going to head just to a short little break so that we can have some time to get that member back in. So make sure you guys do not go anywhere. We'll be right back very shortly here with Gunrunner Search and Destroy. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize about the pause, a little bit of the wait, but we were just trying to figure out where things were standing for as far as the map count, or as far as the round count, rather, as that has been agreed upon that Maryland, of course, will be up 1-0 here in the Search and Destroy after taking that last one there in the 4v5. And, well, right off the bat, Doty's getting work done here with the M4, and it opens things up and then gets traded to gives his team this short man advantage.
Very early off the rip engagement there. Again, Rutgers Scarlet living up to their profile, playing fast up top of the tins, able to find two towards the A-bomb site. Bomb is dropped there. It's Trunks over by the half wall. Just one player remaining. It's Legendary. Inside the boiler room, we'll be able to get the drop. Won't be able to get the shots to connect. Rutgers Scarlet say, you can take that round. We'll take the one back as soon as the Robbie resets.
Yeah, Rutgers Scarlet just wanted to play the game. They just wanted to jump back into the action, and, well, they are now right back into it. Protocol coming off of that very first round that we did get to witness there with some very nice opening kills. Broke through the setup fairly easily there of Maryland, and, well, this round is a lot faster than the last one here. As remember, the rules did change, so it is minute and a half, going back to how Call of Duty, of course, was in the other Call of Duties themselves. So going back to the original count makes things a little bit faster for as far as when you're pushing these offensive bomb sites here. And, well, nice nade actually comes through right on towards Trunks as he's able to land that perfectly, and Lou's going to give his team this first blood advantage.
Bomb peeking right outside Dark. It's going to be a player from Rutgers Scarlet that commit over top of a bomb site. It's going to be scattered out. Rutgers Scarlet start putting a player towards there. They're going to check over inside the coal mines. Player will be gunned down over by the AC unit. So slowing up the tempo here. Rutgers Scarlet going to be waiting for the pick. Indy able to find C-Dub over by the bomb site. The bomb will be planted here as well. Lou inside the open containers is able to catch little Yalsi trying to find a cheeky angle on the other side of the forklift. And now Legendary with the lone survivor trying to make a play over the half wall will be gunned down from that position. And Rutgers Scarlet, very definitive 2 rounds as soon as we come back inside this lobby.
That was very well done. You can just see how much of that map control was conceded around that B bomb site. And, well, it was completely taken advantage of there by Rutgers Scarlet as they walked right up, just proned and caught both of the members trying to retake on sprint. And it really doesn't get any easier than that here. So certainly something's going to have to change up here for Maryland on their defensive rounds. But they're back on the offense. Last time it went very, very quickly as Yodi was able to get himself a couple of big opening kills. Now we'll see exactly what the plan is going to be, changing things up. All the members still rotating over towards this B bomb site, but already so many members from Rutgers Scarlet pushed up and in these power positions.
This is going to force the Terrapins to try to commit. They have to commit to something, obviously. It's going to be a commitment to death as Legendary finds the opposite side, the Iron Sights Protocol in their M4. Rutgers Scarlet again playing aggressively, taking the positioning away from Maryland. They're inside the boiler. That's a good angle over the half wall. There's a player there from Maryland Terrapins. We'll take some shots outside of green. Won't be able to find anything of it. Kind of an awkward smoke there from Trunks, kind of wishing that that went in the opposite direction so they can get the plant off. Gives away the positioning over in the turbine. Those shots from C-Dub not going to be good. Blood spilled on all sides of the map there. Rutgers Scarlet come up on top of the gunfight and the rounds. Well, it is 3-1. Again, off the reset, Rutgers Scarlet agreeing to give that round in the previous lobby to Maryland, but quickly answering back as soon as we hop back into the action.
Yeah, again, the push just shut down. So just to give you guys the refresher, it is now 3-1 as that first round went over in the 4v5. The first time we had to reset the map here. So not completely 3-0, but it is certainly looking to run away with this search and destroy here for the side of Rutgers Scarlet as they're just in a complete control. They're pushing whatever they want. They're getting the correct map control here, and Maryland just has been unable to respond whatsoever. 3 of their members have not been able to pick up a kill nor an assist, so this has just been very difficult for them to find any kind of a footing in towards our search and destroy here on Gunrunner. But this is a very crucial point where you have to stop the bleeding. They're going to make another push here over towards B. This time around, Legendary is able to find himself a kill, but his teammate gets traded right back out.
Good peek there from Trunks. Had dead silence. Will be traded out. Reckless. Their M4 here on the turbine is able to answer on back. This is such a power positioning. Maryland can't overcommit over top of the tin side. Lil Yalsi will go down because of it, and it's exactly what you need. You needed the player from Boiler to try to commit and find the shots. They do, but unable to find the kill. That's Legendary over here with the MP5 versus the M4 of Yodi. Will go down. Now it's just down to Thanatos, able to find one. That's Yodi. Bomb is taken away, but slowing up the pace here is Thanatos versus Protocol and Reckless. Reckless holding very far there on the turbine. It's going to be waiting for Thanatos to be peeking right above. Doesn't have the angle quite yet, but all the way from the ADOM site in the warehouse will be remaining player from Rutgers Scarlet able to find the kill onto Thanatos. And up 4-1 they go, does Rutgers Scarlet.
Man, they are just absolutely running away with the Search and Destroy. They reset the map. You know, we were hearing, during the pause, Rutgers Scarlet just wanted to play the map. Listen, guys, we just want to play the map. Well, they're playing the map, but they're playing it pretty damn well. Maryland certainly finding a lot of problems hitting this brick wall right now, and if they don't come up with a round count right here, it is looking like it might just be a hot 2-0 here in between both of these teams. Nate's throwing out again to see if they can catch that member running up towards the turbine. Started throwing out a little bit more of an aggressive play. Trunks is cut down. Clue has already found 2, and well, now there's only 2 members remaining here for Maryland.
It was just such an awkward commitment off the rip. I don't think that the Terrapins knew exactly what they wanted. Trunks committed with that silence. The smoke over mid in front of Showers got met immediately. Legendary's here. Attempt for a miracle play. Unable to do so. Rutgers Scarlet go up on map point. 5 rounds into this new lobby and up in the favor for them. But again, it's just the commitment and how fast that they play to get all the way to these power positionings that they just thwart. Maryland, the second that they try to find any sort of play happening, they get gunned down so fast. They have to be aware of this, and this is why Poise is heading into S&D. You said it yourself that Maryland, not necessarily the S&D monsters that they want to be, perhaps, but Rutgers Scarlet sniffing out every single opportunity that they can find against Maryland, and that's just the pace. However, right there, slowing things up, Thanatos waiting for Lou to peek around the corner, and they able to do so. Indy inside the office. Is Legendary that's in the other side of water, bottom of Showers. Player inside the boiler room as well. It's Z-Dub. They got to be very careful with how Rutgers Scarlet commits to this. Yodi, with that silence, just kind of sprinting around, trying to figure out what the heck to do next. For Protocol, answers back, and now we're in a 4v4.
You're waiting patiently here to maybe look for a play, but Protocol's able to find a couple big ones. He's cut down. Legendary's there for that trade, and now Indy finds this opportunity to run out and pounces on one. Deagle shots are not good.
No!
Oh, not like that. That is a turn on, ladies and gentlemen. Turn the screen off, switch the tab for a quick moment as his final kill cam just to make matters worse.
He had the first shot, the high ground, every single advantage, just did not have the shot connect. And well, that's one of those things, just like, oh, flex on me, will you? Well, here I am, just playing with my stockless M4. I'm gonna gun you down with ease there, sir. But Rutgers Scarlet having a few rounds to play with. It is 5-2 off the reset there. Still on map point, Rutgers Scarlet looking to play a very aggressive defense this time around, per usual. Maryland looking to turn up the heat themselves. They go for a full commitment all the way to bomb side A. They're already pushed in towards the AC unit by P2. C-Dub right there is already cut on down. Trades are here, though. Trunks, along with Thanatos, able to be the hero in the dark for Maryland. The bomb's all the way over by AC, though, Visions, and they don't commit to a plant. And this could come back to bite them in the rear as we're in a 2v2.
2v2. About 50 seconds left here on the clock. We'll see what they go for the flank. It's good. Trunks finds one. The trade now a 1v1. Lou up against Little Yalsi as he's going to have to get his hands on the bomb. He's got 40 seconds to try and work with here. A big 1v1. The shots, are they good? They are. And now Maryland finally able to get a little bit of traction here as they're going to go up and with a couple of rounds here back to back and make it 5-3.
It's a very scary situation that Lil Yalsi did not have to be in. If you think about it in hindsight, yes, it is a round 1, but it's scary for your bomb to be pushing out towards the spawns of the defender's side rather than going for the plant. So the other players were over by the tin side. But regardless, yes, Maryland do get them a much-needed round. All rounds are crucial for them going forward, as again, Rutgers Scarlet are on map point. Here on their offense, Rutgers Scarlet going to go for a full commitment right down the alley next to Green. Trunks is right there. I believe popped dead silence to get there as early as they did. Finds Reckless. That's a big MP5 player down for Rutgers Scarlet, though Trunks is traded out. It seems that Rutgers Scarlet are still going to want to commit to this. It's going to be Yodi who uses their dead silence to get cut down, along with the bomb being dropped by the turbine. Now Rutgers Scarlet really have to slow things up. Not only do they have to pick up the bomb, but they're even in numbers. So it's not out of the realm of possibility to turn this back in their favor.
Oh, this could be a big trade. The member's getting pushed in the washroom. Is he going to slip away? He cannot. Protocol is there with the dead silence of his own. Really, Yossi able to find another trade. It's been just trades back and forth. Oh, the shot's good. Lou was able to find it. C-Dub again with the trade. So we're at another 1v1 this time around. It's going to be Rutgers Scarlet that close it out finally, as it was getting a little bit scary there maybe for a moment, as we saw a little bit of momentum swinging in favor of Maryland, but it's going to be Protocol able to get the work done in that first round and gets it done in the last round, as it's going to be a full-on 6-3 map count there for us, as it was a little bit closer than maybe I was anticipating there as the rounds went through there for us, but 2-0 now going up for Rutgers Scarlet, heading in towards the same map here on Domination.
Casual 15-3. And if you put together that first round, that would be a casual 18-3 for Protocol, as again, that first round they went off for 3 and well replicated the same thing there at the last round. Visions is that they just force their way all the way through the water side, all the way through showers and into your spawn. And you can't allow for an AR player to not only play like an MP5 player, but to get the kills like one too. So again, Rutgers Scarlet being able to turn the heat up through their fast tempo and blitzkrieg style. They're able to trump out Maryland, who were attempting to slow up the tempo, and they were able to find a lot of value that within those rounds in their victories, where they were finally able to answer back in the middle of that lobby reset. But now we find ourselves on Domination. It's staying on Gunrunner, and if you're reckless, you got to be really happy with this choice. Again, they are the standout MP5 player for Rutgers Scarlet, always trying to command the boiler room area, where B-Dom is the Covenant flag to try to be playing around, showers and green. All of that is going to be the MP5's Rosefield of dreams, if you will, and they're going to be frolicking on about, expecting a lot of kills from that player.
Yeah, watching out for the submachine gun players, like you just highlighted, that is certainly a key to winning and a key to success here on a map like this, in a game mode like this, controlling that beer area, the boiler area, all those things you just mentioned, all things that are obviously very, very important here. And, you know, just overall, just looking at the side of Maryland here, we're going to need a couple players to really step it up and go big heading in towards this map 3, because we just saw it there from our last game. You know, Protocol was the one that stepped up. He was the one that closed out that last round with the 1v1 to make sure his team is going to go up 2-0 in the map count. It was also the first one you mentioned that found a couple of kills in that very first one, 3 to be specific. So he was able to get a lot done here, but we need to see that player on the side of Maryland. Who is that going to be? Those are the questions we got to start asking ourselves here, because it's on track to be almost a 3-0 for us in the series. And I think coming into it, before the cast even started, we talked about how, you know, this is going to be a very big matchup, because both of these teams, you know, currently ranked 2nd and 3rd within this Northeast division. So this is certainly some of the teams that are going to be going in towards playoffs here, coming up in towards April, and on track right now to at least make it there. There's obviously still a lot of kinks and maybe a lot of problems that are still being worked out before we get towards that stage where they're completely up to par with all these other teams that already have these small little fundamentals figured out. Yeah,
it's even scarier to see, or even pose the question as it may be, that that's the diversity in between 1, 2, and 3. We know how strong Humber are. We've seen them. We have now seen Rutgers Scarlet, this is, I believe, twice, if not the 3rd time on stream, and how scary they are as well. And Maryland, I mean, nobody to wag your finger at, and the only other one that could be talked up in consideration might be Carleton. Yes, there are a lot of different teams in Northeast that could be inside the conversation for the top ones. Obviously, top 8 teams will be moving on. But this is what you're going to want, especially from teams like Rutgers Scarlet. Their one loss, again, to Humber, that was already happening earlier on in the season, Visions. You're happy to get that out of the way, and now it's just clear strides all the way to playoffs. However, for Maryland, with this very strong matchup, there's still time to be learning. However, this late and potentially going up or going down 3 losses, down 6-3, this isn't necessarily looking good, especially for how easier the rest of the schedules are for teams such as Carleton, RIT, Lambton, York, all of them. Maryland really need to clean things up, and they really need to find their consistency in their strides if they want to be a top contender coming out of the Northeast Division.
Yeah, they definitely do. I think there is at least one good takeaway. You know, that map number 1 on the respawn was certainly no blowout. You know, it was only about a 55-point difference in that hard point here. So the respawns certainly favor this team a lot more than the search and destroy, but you're going to have to close out the search and destroy if you're going to even win this series. But it's all going to start here and now. The Gunrunner Domination. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 3, 2-0 up right now for the side of Rutgers Scarlet, as we'll see if they're going to be able to make it the hot 3-0 or if we'll see any kind of life here for Maryland.
Set nade off spawn. C-Dub finds Indy. You take a look at what Rutgers Scarlet are already doing, pushing multiple players through Turbine. That's where their spawns are currently located at. A site is already being neutralized. Although all spawns from Maryland are in and around the boiler room, around that B-Dom side, Rutgers Scarlet are just fine with this. Now Maryland have to commit to C-Dom flag. Getting kills in their favor could be a CB hold, but they do a good job of protecting their home flag, Lou and Co. will be spawning around C-Dom. They're going to try their best to get that back into their favor. Still a player out yonder. I believe that is Reckless. Again, Maryland doing a good job of protecting the home flags and playing spawn to spawn. Now finally flipping it in full. Maryland will be in control of A, B for now, while Rutgers Scarlet are going to have to take a smile on their face with C. But here's Reckless in that power positioning like I was talking about. Finds one inside the boiler room. All of Rutgers spawning outside of the C-Dom will be able to thwart that neutralization for the time being.
And he finds a big kill there on that flag. If he got taken down, things might have looked a little bit grim there for a moment. But now the push coming back in towards B as we're seeing control. But the trophies are good. And now we'll see Trunks move in, take out Yodi there, the AR. But in the other AR, Protocol is holding on towards that hot angle, making sure that he's cutting down these submachine guns. Lou now coming in, breaking through this boiler entrance. This first shot is good. There's another one on him. As we'll see maybe the flip on towards C. And right there again, Rutgers Scarlet now having to backtrack to make sure this flag does not get neutralized. But it already has been. This is already time wasted and time bought here for the side of Maryland.
Absolutely impressive too. And they have control of the boiler room. Rutgers Scarlet continuously have to dedicate their resources, their numbers, to keeping a home flag in their favor. This is looking really good for Maryland. They're playing great off of respawns again, and that's why you said it off a hard point. Even halfway through that one map on AZHIR Cave, Maryland really started to come to life off the respawns. They're doing a great job with that, pushing Rutgers back. Rutgers do get control of B-Dom. Reckless poking and sliding out from boiler. Will find C-Dub, but traded out by Lil Yalk. Now Maryland doing a good job of just encroaching on forward. Get the neutralization onto B. Cover the angles if need be, but Rutgers Scarlet are still trying to find a break. They're starting to flood on in. However, it's still two players all the way back by P2 that they can't fully commit to it. And that means that Maryland gets B back in their favor.
Yeah, this B control pretty much been in favor of Maryland here the majority of this map number 3. Flank could come through from Legendary. He's now going to pounce to see if he can find one. He takes one off the flag. He's trying to get in towards the smoke, but not able to get in there fast enough. Protocol able to see him through and finds the trade on towards his submachine gun player. Now B is going to be going over towards Rutgers Scarlet unless someone could find a very big kill. The cutoff is there from player number 5. That's going to be now the push up there from Reckless. He's going to be able to move on up. B is going to be held. C is actually going to be captured, but that member has now went back over towards C, going for the neutralize here. This gunfight is going to be massive, but he does not see or hear that member coming. So Yodi now backs up, gets themselves the home flag, and now Rutgers Scarlet back in control here of 2 flags.
Spawn all the way out by AC. Rutgers get good spawns so that way they can keep flooding into B to keep this in their favor. Maryland popping smokes and all the tacticals in their pockets to try to keep this flood coming through. Big flank from Yodi. Goes down from Lil Yalk, and that isolated 1v1 was absolutely huge, so that way the pinch didn't come through. Now the respawns come in for Maryland. Reinforcements starting to flood on through. What's going to be the hit? They put a player through green, but it's not well timed, along with C-Dub and Legendary hitting from the front. C-Dub needs to get this kill. Does able to find it on the Indy. Now they have boiler room control. Yodi with another flank again finds 2 over by the C-Dom flag.
This is massive for Yodi. He again stops the push, and that delays the other 3 players that made their way over towards B that are also being dealt with here. Yodi now able to play in this green area and just kind of be a nuisance, and this is all he has to do. He just needs to buy time and make these members look for him and try and find him. And as long as he stays alive, he is in control. But there it is. Trunks is able to take that member out, and we can see stacking the right side of Flourish here is going to be the side of Maryland as they're trying to go for this flip here constantly. Trunks, is going to have a couple kills here in the middle of the map, and this is going to give them a little bit of leeway over towards the C flag, where they're again going to be able to neutralize this.
And now, again, just pushing on forward. Maryland, they get early trades. Then the kill feed starts bleeding on in Rutgers' favor. There's a player for Rutgers Scarlet working on the neutralizing for A. They do end up getting thwarted out, going back into their favor. Maryland trying their best to pull resources back onto Rutgers over by C, but they will not be denied. 13-8 for Protocol. Reckless is at 10-7. 10-9 for Yodi. Yes, Indy and Lou are negative. If you look at Maryland as far as KD ratios are concerned, the lead has been lost for them. And towards in the second quarter, the second half of the first half, it has not been looking good for Maryland. Off rip, they started doing a great job forcing out rotations and taking boiler room control, but they have been slipping in their gunfights. Now finally getting good traction onto B. They are getting the neutralization. Good shots there from Lou on top of the train cars. Stops the Natos, but the reinforcements are still here from Maryland. They're still working up the capture. Trunks almost gets gunned down from Lou Yalt, but a little shaky there. We'll be able to keep their teammate alive, but Protocol on the back end finds 2.
Yeah, he finds 2. Maybe getting a flip towards C. The cap is not going to come through, just to neutralize again. Buying a little bit of time. His Protocol now, it's gotten a couple kills in a row. 3 as he's on top of B. This could be 4. Ooh. It is going to be 4 in a row for this man as he locks down the flag. Is able to also hold down and pinpoint this area here as he makes it now. Another one. Finally, the trade is good, but Reckless has already gotten control of this upper coal area, and this just gives them all the leeway to now flip the map as we're going to see a little bit of the spawns change up for us at the ends of side number 1. But this is going to be a nice little lead built up here for the side of Rutgers Scarlet as they were able to grab a little bit of a handling on towards this first half of this domination. And Protocol, again, getting all the work done. I think he's something around almost 20 kills, 18 or 19, as he is just dropping them like flies.
I highlighted Reckless and how they're going to be frolicking about this map, but I mean, through S&D and domination, Protocol has been showcasing sheer or amazing game sense and map knowledge as well on Gunrunner, along with the M4. Just almost think that it's an MP5 with how they're playing this out. Star M4 and MP5 players for Rutgers Scarlet. Their key to success. 14 and 10 for Yodi at the beginning of the round. You already talked about her. Protocol is almost a double positive. 19 and 10. 12 and 8 for Reckless. Protocol gets gunned down right off spawn. Maryland doing a very smart job, or a very smart thing here. Pushing all the way through the tin side after finding a decent amount of kills. It forced Rutgers to spawn out in the B-Dom site, right over by the dark room there, Visions. Now it's an AC hold earlier on. Maryland wanted to try to flip the spawns and get an AB hold early.
Yeah, we have seen this from some of the teams here, but if you're going to do this, you can't go 3 down. There was a team kill that ended up coming through. Natos is going to look for a double. It's good. He's going to hold on towards that A flag here, and this is now going to create a little bit of an awkward spot for the side of Rutgers Scarlet as they're scattered across the map. The spawns are coming behind C. As you can see, they're split by that building here now as they're still just trying to get a handle on towards a home flag at the moment. 2 cap as well as a neutral, so there is no point coming in. Finally, that member there is going to be able to capture the C flag here, but just a lot of chaos coming throughout the start, and this is all due to that early breakout strat here from Maryland in the early round.
And it immediately gets trumped out. However, again, as Rutgers are trying to commit to the B-Dom flag, there's a player being an absolute nuisance. It's like that little cousin coming to your birthday party. You always have to be worried about them in and behind you. Again, Maryland going for the neutralization on the C-Dom flag, and now the reinforcements coming through over by the A-Dom. They're flooding into B. They will be able to get the neutralization coming through. Maybe a moment too soon, as again, Rutgers Scarlet are starting to flood into the boiler. They have control. Yodi for 2. Those are really big kills coming through, and now they have the wraparound. The team shot's able to come through. Protocol from the other side is able to find C-Dub. Trophy system will be dedicated to the cause, but again, no neutralization from Maryland onto B. Rutgers Scarlet doing a fantastic job flooding in, again, time and time.
That's 4 down, though, right there for Maryland, and they're going to be able to now pounce right back on towards this B flag. Just have to watch the overextension over here towards their home flag. That number 5, I believe it is right now. Indy could look to make a play for himself as he is in enemy territory, but not able to get a whole lot done at the moment. Reckless finds 2. Shots are not good just yet for Legendary. He's going to get popped up on. Reckless is there with 3, and he's on a 4 spree at the moment. 19 and 10, 7 caps for him. A 2 cap going to go right back in favor of Rutgers Scarlet. Just as things were getting a little bit close, we're seeing that lead close in. It is going to be right back in favor. Yodi pops off with 3 again, and we're just seeing these multi-kills just over and over for the side of Rutgers Scarlet.
10 captures, 21 and 15. They'll be gunned down off of going 4 straight. And the comparison, again, from Rutgers to Maryland, there's only, well, 1 player positive for them. It's going to be Thanatos. They're +3 right now, with 9 captures themselves at 19 and 16. They need more, though. They need some backup to come through. The points are not justifying for how far ahead Rutgers Scarlet are running away with this. However, Maryland, they're not out of it yet. C-Dub, really needed that kill to come through. Reckless for 2 into Dark. This hit needs to come through very soon as Maryland are being trapped in the C, but a random player from Rutgers actually spawned. They're all spawning over by P2, actually, as Maryland are now over by A. They get that back in their favor. We're going to have a spawn flip here yet again. C-Dub able to find 1, off of finding 1 of the Semtex as well. We'll be able to make that 3, but a much-needed kill there to stop the C for the time being allows Maryland to encroach forward onto B and get boiler room control.
They have to hold on towards the 2-cap here at the very least. We're in that fourth quarter of domination. And again, 2-0 up right now for Rutgers Scarlet. Nice play from Trunks to be able to get the slide. Looking to secure B point here. He's now just looking to defend. This is a big 1v1 for him. He hears the player. He throws his Semtex. He's going to get him and picks him up. Now 2 coming in. He's actually on a 5-spree total, though, as he's trying to get a lot of work done, holding this outer area right now. Looking for the shots this time. Not good as Indy picks that member up, but the 2-cap still in favor of the side of Maryland here. They're keeping it very, very close. 5 points is only separating these two teams at the moment. Legendary looking for the flank, looking for the second. Is it there? It is not. Indy finds another crucial one as they're looking for the retake around this B flag.
Indy poking out a dark. Lil Yalk on the other side of the coal mines, able to help out. C-Dub comes in as the reinforcements, and they're able to trade back after Reckless finds Lil Yalk. Now Trunks being the star MP5 player, the one that they need for Maryland. Now this makes a 1-point differential in between Rutgers Scarlet, and now B is secured. The lead will go forward into Maryland in the next 5 seconds or so as we have a tied game. 1 minute and 18 left inside this game clock, Visions, and it is getting closer and closer, all off of respawns. The pinch hits, Stellar from Maryland, again coming to life in the second half of a map, much like Hardpoint AZHIR K. Protocol trades on out for Little Yalk. Bouncing in and around from the boiler. Lou's gonna go prone, try to get the neutralizing onto B, is challenged out. Yodi's in dark to keep them alive, to help out, and those shots are good from Lou.
They have to get on towards this B flag here, or it is going to be right back in control of Rutgers. It's flipping back and forth. There's only 47 seconds left in towards this game. It's do or die right now for Maryland. They're on C here again. This is a big gunfight. Trunks is not going to win it. C-Dub now going on towards the B flag. He tries to turn and burn. It looks like he did end up doing it. This is massive. This is actually a whole map flipped right now for Maryland. Another big kill from Legendary. As he goes Legendary, and the 3-cap being held for Maryland in the fourth quarter, the last seconds of this game. They just need to hold on, and looks like they're gonna do it proper.
And that is going to just be a game right there. 2 flags being held. No players near A Dom flag for a neutralize. They have not enough players there for the B Dom flip. Yodi will break the nose of Legendary, but Legendary will go down swinging. Maryland Terrapins push them back against the ropes. They come out like a snapping turtle. They are not afraid, Visions, and they will not be denied inside this series alone, showcasing why they are a top 3 seed here in the Northeast Division. We are headed to map number 4, friend.
Map number 4. The last 40 seconds of that game were chaotic, as you see the play of the game from Reckless, but able just to get those crucial kills, go for the flip. They get guys, but those 1-on-1 gunfights that were on those flags, those were really the pivotal points that they were able to then control, force that 3-cap for a certain amount of time, and then it was just completely scattered for the side of Rutgers Scarlet as they were just constantly having to play catch up, and they were having to work at those power positions that were already in control of Maryland. And what a phenomenal display of what you were capable of doing in this game mode in the last minute of this game here. And like you said, we're going to map 4 and we're going back onto another respawn.
That is wow. I'm shook. I'm shook for Rutgers Scarlet. Just wow. Because again, 185 to 174, that point total does not justify for how far ahead Rutgers were in KDs. But it's what Maryland did off of their kills, winning out the gunfights, what it means for them, taking the map control away from Rutgers Scarlet, taking away every single bit that makes B-Dom being held for them. That's going to be the boiler room, all the way from dark and showers. UMD were doing a great job of controlling that all the way from half wall and on visions. It was very impressive to see the adaptations mid-map, much like AZHIR Cave Hardpoint, that Maryland were able to come to life. Take a look at the maps and the scores of how we got here again. 250 to 195 AZHIR Cave Hardpoint. Rutgers Scarlet winning that and Search and Destroy 6-3 on Gunrunner. And then Domination Gunrunner, UMD again, if you just missed it, go back and rewatch it after the night is done, because what a comeback for UMD, 185 to 174. But it doesn't stop there. Close range proximity, MP5 nuttiness will continue onward as Hackney Yard Hardpoint will be next for map number 4. And you know UMD, they're going to be trying to bring out their broom, standing up or not, going for the reverse sweep here, Visions. They want to see Arcloth peak as much as we do.
Yeah, they want to force that game 5 that we talked about, and here we go. Hackney Yard. We'll see who is going to be able to take this map here and see if maybe we will go to a map number 5, as of course it is going to be the side of Maryland on the favorable Hackney Yard side here to be able to hold that P2 spawn. Again, that's what we're really looking for, which means that Rutgers Scarlet looking to try and get the majority of this time off of P1, so that even if they are not able to flip the spawns, they're going to be able to hold on towards that here. Actually, excuse me, they got the teams flipped. Rutgers have the favorable spawn here, and Maryland trying to hold on towards this first point. And so far, off to a great start here. C-Dub enters with a couple of kills with that submachine gun, and then traded from Proto, as we'll see Legendary get cut down in towards the hill, but the trades are good, and it's going to be a little bit of white in towards this feed, but Yodi responds right back with 2. We'll see what they can do next here. Protocol trying to hold on towards the spawn again, just trying to watch this push through at the moment. This is going to be at least good control from Rutgers Scarlet, as they're doing a great job of actually contesting a lot of this time, which is going to set them up so massively for this P2 rotation. And now they just need to try and push through and use a lot of smokes here to try and break in towards this P2 hardpoint.
Yeah, when you spawn out by the smokestacks, much like how Maryland started off this map, you almost want to play this like domination visions. You want to try to favor out the spawns for the office side, not have the Natos commit their entire life and everything that they have to offer past the forklift. Lou, in a very powerful position, is able to find the pistol call on our Trunks. I can't believe they were able to turn that one in their favor. Protocol with their M4 is able to find this choke point more than with ease. The team shot's able to help them out as well. But again, you want to try to favor the spawns for the office to try to find a good hit later on to P1 for P2, as again, Rutgers Scarlet started off on the favorite side of the map. They are in firm control of P2, and they might just get a full 60 off of it, Visions, as you see the kill feed just bleeding on in the favor for Rutgers Scarlet. Maryland are spotting so far out. They're already committing players to the smokestack, and they're going to be setting up for a defense here on P3.
Setting up for defense, and they weren't even able to really get past the wall, let alone try and touch and contest the hill here. As we'll see, Maryland have to find a big response in towards this P3 here behind that smokestack. All that time, a full 60 collected from Rutgers Scarlet after also coming out ahead in P1. So this has put them in a very favorable spot. 80-27 now is going to be your scoreboard. That already losing control here of this warehouse area, though. Going to be very, very crucial. C-Dub can look to put a stop to it, but no, he is unable to. Now 3 in a row as Reckless looks to break on through with the help of his team. Looking for that member top L, unable to do so as the shots come through and towards the back. Little Yelp coming to reinforce his team. The stick is good. Indy will go down. So now no longer is any of this time being collected for either team at the moment, but it is still very chaotic at the moment. The spawn's still good, but the rotation already starting to come through in towards that green building here for a few of the Maryland members.
It will be a 60-point lead, and now growing up even further. The spawns now for Rutgers Scarlet in and around the L side of the warehouse. All of Maryland are spawning in and out by the forklift. Rutgers Scarlet have good spawns now towards the office side, the police car side, that they can start contesting this half wall. Yodi is already inside the next hard point. Very good respawn control so far from Rutgers Scarlet. Their lead now blows past 70 points and continuously growing up. Yodi already has the trophy system down. He's able to find C-Dub. He used Dead Silence. Gonna wish that they had that in their pocket for the next respawn. But look at this firm control that Rutgers Scarlet already have. Controlling half wall. Yes, Yodi goes down inside the point, but the reinforcements are already there.
And they're pushing out constantly. They're enforcing these gunfights before they even hit the hill, and you can see it, having to fight through a couple. Donato was able to grab himself a couple here. C-Dub also responds with one, but unfortunately one is also his teammate. Reckless unable to get away there. The shots are good, as we'll see, still struggling to get in towards the hill. 100-point lead just about here for Rutgers Scarlet, as they are breaking. They're setting up 3-4 now straight for the side of Maryland, and now they're finally gonna be able to grab this scrap time.
Protocol is 16-5, by the way. And, well, we were highlighting this player hopping off from the beginning of this series. Well, they are just stamping why they're a highlight AR player. And you just almost really want a player like this, especially for Hackney when you're worried about the SMGs being contested from a very close range. This long sightline from Protocol is being held. They find another 17-5, growing on up. Lil Yalk over by the half wall won't be contesting that gunfight anytime soon. But these power positions from Rutgers Scarlet are literally just that, just so powerful. Protocol now 3 straight, 19-5. We'll be jumping up into the top office side, and we'll get control of mid.
And this is really perfectly done on how you play hardpoint. As soon as they slay through a rotation, they instantly move up, grab map control here. Protocol grabs 2, but I think dies to fall damage there, or maybe gets taken down from the shots from Trunks in the back.
Triple positive.
This is just insane. You said it, triple positive. Protocol locking down all of these long areas with this AR, just stopping these submachine guns from getting up close and personal. And you can see it, the scoreboard is really telling the story. 185 to 57. We are almost closing in on what could potentially be a closeout on towards this last hill, as we need to see something for Maryland right here and right now.
Oh, this is getting scary. Legendary drops the trophy system right to where the beat-on flag normally resides. A very good position there. Finds the shots on the top. L can't confirm the kill. Lil Yalk on top of the AC unit is able to be right there. Now they are on 3 straight, will be gunned down. Now an opening here for Rutgers Scarlet. Of course, why not? Protocol for 2. Able to find themselves 24 and 8 KD, 24 and 9 as they get gunned down. Legendary trying to make a play happen, will be gunned down themselves. And now Rutgers Scarlet are in control of P1. Second rotation coming through. 30 seconds remaining here on P1. Lil Yalk looks to make a contest to come in. They need all the time in the known universe, Maryland Terrapins, just to come back from this one. However, counting your blessings, they do get spawns. The kill feed is in their favor, as all of Rutgers are spawning in and around the phone booth or smokestack area. And Maryland really have a good opportunity to not only get this scrap time, to make Rutgers Scarlet spawn even further out, but to get firm control of P2. The only problem, Visions, there's not a single person up there yet.
Not a single person here. This is going to be a little bit rough for the time being. They're going to be able to touch the hill, and it's all perfect. You have to play perfect, essentially, from here on out on Hackney Yard, and that is not something that can easily be said or easily be actually
don't even peek
on for us. As, yeah, they don't need to peek. They just need to stay in the hill. Reckless, though, finds 2 seed up there for the trade. 40 seconds can be collected, and at least we'll break this 100-point mark, it looks like, here for Maryland. It took them a little bit longer to turn on the Jets in that game number 1 on the 0K for the hard point, but they were able to make it very close.
Why were you peeking?
Hard points, but he peeks out. It's broken, and now this hill is going to be in favor of Rutgers Scarlet, as they also have the spawns.
20 seconds more here, Visions. They can't win off here, but then they're only going to need the 2 for the next hard point to rotate on through. Maryland Terrapins are still trying to hit this hard point here on P2, which is exactly what Rutgers Scarlet want. They have a player already out from bottom L, will be joined by a second. And now they're going to start getting the spawns all the way outside by the office. They have a player on the smokestack already. Maryland Terrapins will be getting the scrap time, but again, what did it cost? Literally everything, including the kill feed. Rutgers Scarlet going off in just that. Maryland spawning way too far out, and Rutgers Scarlet will close out the series 250 to 105 here on Hackney Yard domination.
Wow, what a very nice display of what Rutgers is still capable of doing, even with a sub and not having Quantic here on the lineup. As you'll see Yodi here play the game, just snapping through everyone, catching C-Dub on sprint, not even able to get his gun up to shoot back. And man, just looking at that, you highlighted the KD so many times there, Proper, but Protocol 32 and 13, able to get so much work done. Had 0 seconds on the hill, but you don't need any time on the hill when you're just mowing down every single player on the map.
I don't need OBJ time when I'm just popping off on the kill feed. Well, I suppose so. And I was walking into this map highlighting how you're going to have to be wary of Reckless. Yes, they went +8, 20 and 12. But when you're fighting so much entry frag potential from your MP5s, think about what that does for ARs, being uncontested continuously, that all of the enemy team are worried about their flanks, worrying about their entries for MP5s, for Reckless, Lou, and Co to all try to bulldoze their way into on Hackney Yard. That just gives Protocol the open season, quite literally, to take firm control. Smokestack, top office, top L, forklift, the scaffolding. There's so many power positionings, and I could literally sit here for hours just on Hackney Yard alone to where Protocol was able to quite literally go off on a rampage in UMD's backline continuously off of spawn. They were doing a fantastic job, and it doesn't just stop there. They were also playing that entry frag mentality as well. Again, you would think that that M4 would be an MP5 from time to time, stock or no stock in Protocol's hands.
A little bit of rough coming through here. Again, these were also some very big matches. Again, second seed up against the third, as we're going to get a final look here at the scoreboard for as far as all of the maps and all of the map count. Map number 1 was fairly close, 250 to 195. We saw some fight there from Maryland, but unable to close it out and get it done. First Destroyer was a little bit of a wreck. They were just unable to find their footing. The map number 3, though, that's when we finally got to see why this team is currently ranked 3 here in this Northeast Division. But Hackney Yard, they were just not able to get anything done there proper. They were rotated. Their setups were getting broken almost instantaneously, and it just seems like maybe the pressure might have got to them there in that map 4 and unable to make that reverse comeback.
That was Rutgers are just like, oh, you want to go to a map 4? We're just trying to have good dinner, fam. We're just trying to go out, have some Korean barbecue, maybe some Tex-Mex. I don't know what they're into, but at the end of the day, UMD. For Respawn, again, they just take too long to wake up in these series visions. In these maps in particular, it's very, very unfortunate to see that it's something that they need to clean up on. Top 8 team or not, playoffs on the horizon regardless. The competition's only going to get stronger past playoffs. You have a few more weeks ahead of you, Maryland, just to clean up some of these different tactics, S&D, respawns, whatever it needs to be. But the competition, again, it's only going to get hotter.
It's only going to get hotter, and we'll have to see how they're going to be able to do it here in these future weeks. Either way, we're now going to get ready to throw it to a short little break here, ladies and gentlemen, so that we can set up for our next match here, as we are going to be in for a very exciting one coming up. Concord Gray, they're up against SAU Blue, so make sure you guys are staying tuned for that. We're going to throw it away. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back momentarily.